that notion that I've used for a while now, taking the Teachman study overlaid with the Heritage study on female promiscuity, is absolutely true. Like every follow-up study that we see that comes out on this topic basically says the exact same thing. Promiscuity and a history of promiscuity is bad, and it's a strong indicator that future promiscuity and bad choices will follow. So all of these traditional conservative influencers out there that are just telling you to man up and wife up these hoes with no prescriptions whatsoever about red flags or, minimizing risk exposure with marriage or any of those things, or even in the selection process, being a lot more selective as you're meaningfully dating and sort of going through the process of doing these things. And rejecting horrible women is ever stated by these people. It's only guys like me that are saying this stuff, where it's like, don't invite hoes into your life. Like you can't, like you have the right to reject women that have made bad choices. And clearly any amount of regret, or I'm reformed, or I'm changed, I've gotten right with God, I found Jesus, whatever the story or narrative, happens to be, let Jesus forgive them for their sins, but you don't need to. And clearly it's smart to follow the data and the science. And, hey man, if they're made for the streets, if they're the village bicycle, then that's fine. That's what you got. That's what you're going to deal with. It is what it is. Let me get that call-in link for you guys again, and I'll drop it in all chat. If you have any stuff you guys want to chop up, we can get into it. There you go. That's in all the chat. But yeah, there was really nothing positive here. Like the disappointing part was they were looking for adaptive changes over the 4.5 month gap, but they didn't see it whatsoever. In fact, what they saw was a continuation of the behavior, and an increase in the behavior. So what do you want from me, man? I'm just the messenger. I just come across this shit and summarize it and share it with you. Oh man, what a brutal one that one is. It's like, it doesn't matter what study I stumble across, or you guys forward me an email or something like that. Hey, you got to take a look at this, Rich. And I try to look at these things with like a balanced perspective, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that I get sent that you guys want me to look at, and it's just like, yeah, this doesn't, this is studied in like flies. Like this doesn't translate to humans, or studies in rats and stuff like that. And it's like, and then you hear the guys on the opposite side of, this side of the spectrum, like the evolutionary psychologist students that have worked under David Buss that are now trying to push back on the way some of this data sort of comes out. But I mean, like the bottom line is that there's also the issue with stated preferences versus revealed preferences, right? And I think studies like this are really good for that specifically, because it just deals with the behavior, just deals with collecting data on, well, here we are at, point 1 in the timeline, T1, and then T2 is 4.5 months later. And T2 tells us that nothing changes. In fact, she's still a hoe. She's still going to run around. And even though that she expressed regret before, there's no reduction in the behavior. There's just an increase in it. Now, is there things unique to Norwegian women? It's Nordic country. Some people might argue, oh, there's only 399 participants. Norwegian women are absolutely different. They're like hoes to a fault. Maybe. But it's like women are women all the way around the world. All around the world, girls will be girls, man. Motley Crue sung about it. Dr. Feelgood tour. Same old situation. It's the same old situation, same old song and dance, man. That's just how it is. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.